I want to tell you the story of having to get a new ObGYN at 39 weeks pregnant because my ObGYN had been banned from my delivering hospital of choice. Hi, my name is Lydia Simmons, and I am the founder of Motherosity Health. At 37 weeks pregnant, I thought that I might be in labor, and so I reached out to my doctor to say, something's going on here, and she took me quite serious. She said, why don't you come in, let me check you out, but cautioned me that she was at a different hospital than the hospital I would be delivering at. And so I said, okay, I'll drive to you, give me the information, and I'll be there right away. It took me about an hour to get to her, and I realized halfway there that this was probably a bad move because if I were in labor and this started to progress, I'm in the middle of work hour traffic. And so I still carried out my trip. I got there, I got checked out, and everything was okay. When I decided to leave, she said, let me walk you out. She walked me out and she began to tell me how good this hospital was and that I should consider delivering at this hospital as opposed to the hospital that I had been communicating my entire pregnancy that I wanted to deliver at. I advised her that I had done my due diligence to choose a hospital that was best for our family based off of a few factors, but one in particular was not only could they take care of me on the maternity ward, but they had a level 3 NICU facility so that in the event that anything happened to our baby, they would be able to treat our baby there on site at that hospital. And that actually ended up being a resource that we needed. Our baby spent a week and a half in the NICU facility. But I advised her that we wouldn't be changing, we would still stick with this hospital, and she, agreed, and we parted ways. A week later, my husband and I attended a tour of our hospital of choice where the tour nurse asked who our doctor was. And when I communicated who my doctor was, she gave me the weirdest look and she said, "Who's your doctor? Are you sure?" And I communicated again that I was sure who my doctor was and that's what I said. And she went on to tell me that my doctor had been banned from that hospital. In fact, my doctor wasn't allowed to administer any medical practice at their facility, and that if I decided to deliver there, that I would be treated, but I'd be treated by the hospital OBGYN on call. My husband and I immediately realized that this is why our doctor had been communicating to us that we should deliver at a different hospital because our doctor knew that they couldn't deliver our baby at this hospital of choice. Not only that, the hospital we had chosen is about 2 minutes away from their facility. Their website said that they delivered there. We had been under their practice for this entire pregnancy, and not one time as we talked about having this baby had they communicated that they were not allowed to actually deliver in that facility. So we had been lied to by omission for an entire pregnancy. At 39 weeks, I had to find a new doctor, and I was lucky to be able to go back to a practice that I had visited during my first couple of weeks of pregnancy to confirm that I was pregnant. They took me back. I showed up for a routine visit. I sat on the bed to be examined, and my water broke at 40 weeks and 4 days. And so I'm telling you this story because obstetric violence is a real thing. And sometimes it's really covert. In my case, it was very covert in that I wasn't being given the full truth about exactly what my resources and my options were. I'd gone through a whole practice and an entire pregnancy thinking that I would be able to deliver with this doctor I had established rapport with, only to find out that I had 1 week to get to know a doctor that would be delivering my baby. Be it as it may, I think that a lot of us don't realize that we have the option to change doctors when things aren't going right. A part of my experience with this doctor was also embedded in a lot of rudeness and a lot of cultural differences. I had a birth plan that wasn't taken serious upon my pregnancy. It was scratched out, and I was told that a lot of the things that I was asking for was just not possible. Really, I was limited to only having the option of that doctor delivering my baby, but none of the things that I was requesting on that birth plan was being accepted by that doctor, and that was before we ever got to actually delivering. So for me, it ended up being a good story that I was able to change practices, but there were a lot of red flags that I omitted and I just didn't take serious. I'm telling you so that you take them serious. When things are not going right, know that you have the power to change your doctor. I may have very well prevented myself from being amongst the statistics of Black women dying at childbirth. So, cheers to you and happy pregnancy.